Welcome back to our Introduction to C++ series. This is the last part of our series where we're going to be learning about classes and objects in C++. So we're learning what makes the plus plus in C++. To get started, a class is a blueprint or a template, and an object is an instance of a class at runtime. So we're going to learn how to declare a class in C++, and we're going to do this all in one file. You can separate it into separate files, but for this tutorial and this series, we're keeping everything simple because we're learning the basics. So we are going to make a class called animal. I've already created my part 8. I have our C++ file class examples, and I'm including IOStream and namespace standard because I'm going to outprint results. So we are going to make a new class and call this animal. The keyword is class, and the class's name is animal. And then we specify the code block. So this code will hold our class animal and all the properties of that animal class. When this is the end of the class, we put a semicolon, and this indicates that it's the end of the class. So now we are going to specify our access specifier. So right now, we're going to start with just making everything public. We're going to make a public access specifier. And within that, we're going to have two variables. The two variables, or in this case, they're going to be called data members, is a string that holds the animal name and a string that holds the animal sound. So we declare string animal name and string animal sound. And now we'll make two member functions. One will print the animal name. So if our animal's name was cow, it will say this is a cow. And then we'll have another function called print animal sound, which will print out the cow says moo. So it's very much like that toy that you probably played with when you were a toddler. Void print animal name, and this takes no parameters, and it will outprint cout this is a animal name, and then we put an end line. And our next function is void print animal sound, no parameters, and this will say the cow says animal sound moo, and then our end line. So we have declared a class named animal, and what's hidden in here that you don't see is there's a default constructor that takes no parameters. It looks like this: animal, and no parameters are passed in. So this is our default constructor that's hidden. We don't actually need to write this code. So let's declare a variable that is a cow. So we're going to make animal. That's the type. The variable name is cow. So now we have declared a new variable of the type animal. And we can set the animal name to cow and the animal sound to moo. So cow dot animal name equals cow, and cow dot animal sound equals moo. And now we want to call our print animal name and our print animal sound. So we can access the member functions by doing pretty much the same thing as we did with that cow.animal name. So we go cow.print animal name, which will say this is a cow, and then cow.print animal sound, which will say the cow says moo. So let's build this and see that outprint. So this is a cow, the cow says moo. So this is an animal class with a default constructor, and we're using everything with the public access modifier. So I'm going to teach you one more thing, and that's the private access modifier. So what I want to do here is I want to make our animal name and animal sound not accessible outside of the class animal. So private, and I'm going to take these variables right here. So by making animal name and animal sound private, I actually no longer can access them here. They're inaccessible. So I'm going to comment out this code. But how do I set the animal name and animal sound? Well, I can use my constructor as one way. You can also make setters and getters. So you can make a method called set animal name that passes in the animal name. I'm choosing to do a constructor. So I'm going to make our animal have two parameters, string animal name and string animal sound. So when I call animal, like here, when I'm setting up my cow and he's already having a problem because he can't do anything, I want to pass in the animal name and the animal sound. And I'm going to set our animal name here to the passed in animal name and our animal sound to the passed in animal sound. So when the class gets initialized at runtime, it is an object. So we say for this specific object, the animal name, we're accessing the private animal name here, equals the parameter that we are passing in. This animal sound equals our animal sound. And that's why it's very important that you understand that an object is something that exists at runtime. It's an instance of a class that exists at runtime. Right now, this is a variable. So now we change our animal cow to be taken into parameters. So cow takes in the animal name cow and moo. So if we run this code, we'll get the exact same outprint as before. There you have it. This is a cow. The cow says moo. So congratulations, you have learned the basics of C++. You've learned how now to work with classes and objects in C++. Start practicing. Do more than what these videos have done, because that's how you're going to truly start understanding how to work with C++.